Area first responders receive training in pipeline security, and the Public Service Commission allows Kentucky Power to spread out the cost of January's winter storm. I'm Nick Collum, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. Pike County Emergency Management held a pipeline security training seminar this week for area first responders. I spoke with the Emergency Management Director today to learn more about it. On Monday, February 23rd, Pike County first responders gathered for a pipeline safety and security course. The purpose of the course was to better understand local gas and oil pipeline infrastructure and how to better maintain them. Pike County Emergency Management Director Nee Jackson tells us more.
A lot of pipelines over the years, when they're originally laid, a lot of people don't know where exactly that they're at. So anytime that you do that, anytime that you have to do any kind of digging or excavating, it's always good to make sure that you call 811 so that they can come out and identify where their lines are, electrical, gas, water, sewage. There are so many entities that have buried lines, and you don't want to you want to make sure that you don't jeopardize anybody else, so you don't get hurt or you don't hurt services that those providers that give to our community.
Jackson goes on to say it's more beneficial to work on blue sky days to prepare for when disaster strikes. A collaborative effort is necessary to ensure proper maintenance.
To be able to identify, where they're at, that they're secure, and that they have the ability to be able to contact those suppliers that have those pipelines and work together so that if anything ever comes up and we need them or they need us, that we're already working together. We know who those folks are. We know the companies that have pipelines in our communities, and the better we work together on blue skies days, when something does happen, we're able to have those relationships and build those so that we can all work together more efficiently when some kind of disaster might happen.
Kentucky Power customers will be getting a small amount of relief on their power bills after the Public Service Commission agreed to allow the utility to spread out some of the cost of a winter storm. Beginning in the last week of January, Eastern Kentucky experienced 2 weeks of below freezing temperatures, pushing up the demand for power and causing the cost of electricity to soar. To account for the fluctuating energy markets, a fuel adjustment charge is added to customer bills. As a result of the prolonged cold snap, that charge for January, which would appear on March bills, was set to quadruple if left alone. Kentucky Power asked the PSC for permission to remove $5 million of that increase and spread it out equally across the lower demand months of May, June, and July. The PSC granted that request on Monday. The net effect of the change will be to lower the average residential bill in March from $250 to $239. Coming up after the break. The Prestonsburg Dance Cats came back from state competition as champions. We'll hear from their coach when the Mountaintop Daily continues. But first, sports and weather.
How's it going, sports fans? I'm Cody the Professor Davis, and this is your Mountaintop Sports Recap. And, as always, let's just jump into it. First, big basketball news as we found out today that the SEC is fining UK head basketball coach Mark Pope $25,000 for his comments made after the team's loss to Auburn. Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with the decision? We want to hear from you. In other Kentucky news, gymnastics will welcome number 6 Georgia to historic Memorial Coliseum Friday the 20th. The meet between the Cats and the Bulldogs will begin at 6 p.m. and will be televised on the SEC network. We'll do our best to update you on our pages as well, and that is Friday, March 20th. Finally, a big shout out to the U-Pike basketball team for finishing the perfect season at home. And postseason's coming up, so we're expecting a national title. You know what they say, there's never been a better time to be a Burr. Go U-Pike. Alright, that's going to do it for today's episode of the Mountaintop Sports Recap. I'm Cody the Professor Davis, and as always, thanks for watching.
When the government took Social Security away from honest Eastern Kentuckians, Attorney Ned Pillersdorf got the hearings declared unconstitutional. When the women guards were harassed at Little Sandy Jail, Ned fought back, securing a $1 million verdict at trial. And when the state tried to shut down Cordia School, Ned fought back and kept the school open. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf fights for the underdog, and he's ready to fight for you.
We all want the latest tech, new phones, new watches, and tablets, but we want to save money too. So at Appalachian Wireless, we make upgrading easier with programs and promotions that help you get more for less. Because anyone can sell you a service, but do they care if it really works where you go? The back roads, the small towns, and home. Well, we do. We live here, we work here, and we stand behind what we promise. So upgrade with someone you trust, Appalachian Wireless, because the latest tech with smarter savings and a connection that works just for you. Because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
A state dance competition was held over the weekend with several area schools placing high in the event. But the Prestonsburg Dance Cats came back as state champions in small jazz. Robin spoke with the team's coach about their success.
At the Kentucky Dance Coaches Organization competition this past weekend, the Prestonsburg Dance Cats brought home a state championship in jazz. Coach Kayla Brodebaugh talks about the routine that won them the title.
The Dance Cats are very well known for jazz. We wanted to be unique and stand out, so this year we actually added gloves to our routine. So what we did was we wanted them to tell a story. So all the girls started with black gloves, and then throughout the routine, the gloves would change to red, and then they'd change back to black. And then in the middle of our routine, it's kind of like a battle between the two sides of red and black. And then in the main end, the girls all come together, and then you have all red with one girl with the black gloves, and then that's how the routine ends. But it just tells a story throughout, and that's the main purpose of jazz and lyrical, is to tell a story and for your audience to really feel that moment.
Brodebaugh said the girls had been practicing for this competition since last July, and he feels it was their dedication to each other that gave them a leg up against the other teams.
I think the dedication and the love that all the girls have for each other, and they really have grown as a team, and they trust each other. And I think that makes the biggest difference when it comes to competition and going out on that floor and performing, is you have to love and trust everybody that's out there and know that it's one team, it's not just an individual.
The Dance Cats aren't strangers to trophies and plan on competing for nationals next year.
Prestonsburg Dance Cats have a long history of winning. They're always bringing home trophies, first place, grand champions of the entire competition. We just have that. We have that name about us. They know that when they see Prestonsburg, they're to play. So next year, our plan is to go on to nationals. I've been talking to the girls because we've had girls that are going to be seniors that's been on the team for 5 years, and this because they started when they were in middle school. So we've got big goals for next year. We want to start planning earlier, and we're going to push to get to nationals.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Robin Tillman.
That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Nick Collum for Mountaintop News.